Now I can tell you why I know you were meant to live an extraordinary life. You were born into the world. You're human. You have something within you that could add great value to our world, which is why you are alive now, as we're moving through this massive transition in our world. That means that you have something that's really valuable within you to develop. And it doesn't matter if you believe that or not. I know that it's absolutely true for every single person. It may take us a while to get there, but then something happens where we start moving. And many people now might be doing that because we've had movement in our world, movement in the energies of our planets, which is why we're moving through a great transition. But I also want to invite you to a channeling session, a free channeling session for the full moon, which will be on the 13th. And it'll be a really powerful one. So I'd love for you to register for that one. It's completely free for everyone, and I'd love for you all to be there. Um, you have so much potential that's waiting to be developed, and I'm going to give you something today. I've given you several things because I wanted you to understand there's no accidents in the world. You didn't come into the world accidentally. You have something. It just takes a while for you to develop it, just like it did for me. Mine was a little different because I was meant to bring in a way for others to develop that way of understanding. We all have different roles when we come into the world, and sometimes they will unfold in ways that we don't understand. And that's exactly what happened for me, even today. See, I started receiving guidance from Wilhelm, my spirit guide, however you think of it, my higher self. I think of it as consciousness, and that began in 1989. I wasn't going to tell you about it though. See, I hid that. We hide from ourselves because what we have is something that needs to be developed and then it comes out at the right time. For a lot of people, you might be feeling that the right time is now. You might still be a little afraid, but you're probably having a bigger push today because there's an energetic shift that's happening right now. We don't always understand how we are affected and how we live in the world by the energies that are moving around in our planets. We have come to understand that everything is energy. Now, not everyone will get to that place, but when you understand it, you can heal your life because you start to understand how you can move and change energies to get the life that you want. And for more than 36 years now, that's what I've been doing. And I said to people, I've downloaded a philosophy. That was challenging. How could I have done that every single day? And you can do the same thing because that's all that it is. Everything is consciousness, and you just have to find a way to get to yours to allow it to open so that you know who you are. Now, I know that this work will do it for you. I'm giving you a bunch today, and it's because I want you to see the value of it so that you can start to understand what you're here to do, how important it is now, and how you can help shift the world. See, because that's what happens. The only reason the world goes into disarray is because a lot of people are really angry. A lot of people don't know who they are. A lot of people have not become empowered because they've been taught something else. I was too. So my life path was to bring in something to the world that was going to teach us something new, that all souls matter, that all souls have value. And if they could develop that, we would have a very different world and we would stop fighting each other. That's really what it comes down to. But it's a consciousness that changes over time and over civilizations. And my life was meant to bring in a new one because we'd left too many people out. That's what Wilhelm told me. No, you haven't included everyone. You have to go to this other way of thinking, this new higher state of consciousness or dimension, and that means everyone. So everyone's not going to do that. You have to decide if you're going to do it. Because see, what we also do is we might wait around for um, things to change for us. That never happens. And I was watching last night, and we have so many things going on in our world. And here I'm in California, in Los Angeles, and those of you know, it's known probably all over the world, the fires that we're still having. And there's so many different things going on about that, what people are thinking, and but it's always about blame. And so several years ago, Wilhelm told me that we're going to start to see blame coming up everywhere because the world is changing and things are going to fall apart and things are going to seem really, and we're going to blame everyone else. You'll blame your spouse for what went on. You'll blame your government. You'll blame your politician. It's everyone else's fault except yours. Yeah, that's what I did too. Because I'm looking at all of this and I'm going, wait a minute, no, I know that people can do more and people can have everything that they want because I had to suffer to go through it to understand it. And it took a lot of years, but you don't have to do that. I'm telling you, that's how it works. And it's magical when you get to that place when you understand how it works because you stop struggling and suffering. Now, I did it for a really long time, and I'm 74. I just want you to understand that you don't have to do that. And especially because I can give you things that get you there so much quicker. And that was the thing that frightened me. I'm talking about this. If you've heard one of my any of the sessions, you might hear that when I first started doing this, people came into this program that I created, and they were like transforming so quickly that it freaked me out. Yeah, and I hadn't even given them that much yet. But you're going to have so much more, and I'm going to give the world so much more because now that I've accepted this, I'm saying that because I didn't know what I had. And I'm just got to say this to everyone because it was really surprising to me. Because all I did every day, I'm just sitting there and I'm receiving information, putting it together. Other people were telling me this meant something and they were getting so much from it. Nope, I'm just going to keep going. I'm just doing, but I had to do that because that's the only way I could receive all the information. And I have more information. And Wilhelm would say during a channeling session, it's an encyclopedia of personal development, mindset work, and ascension tools. That's exactly what it is. And I thought, how did that happen? Then you'll start to understand, which I'm understanding now, and I'll show it to you because I want you to know everything is possible. I have healed everything that didn't even make sense. And this is why I'm going to start documenting and giving it back to everyone because we don't have limitations. They're just in our thinking, but they're generational as well. We don't think we can do something because we hadn't seen it done before. But let me show you this. I'm going to give you this document because I'm going to put a link in there because I wanted you to have it. Because if you go through it, you'll see so much will happen. First of all, let me show you this. Today, this is the 11th, and then there's the portal. And so was instructed again to put up another string of messages that if you go through them, you'll understand so much more. And let me show you that one first, because that will give you a lot of. And this is the one that I said that came out today that said, you are meant to live an extraordinary life. And I was just guided to put down every message from beginning in 2009. And that's because you'll start to understand there are energetic changes that happen in our world at different times. And the time is kind of it's affected by the movements of the planets. We don't understand that. I didn't understand it, but there is a collective consciousness and intelligence of which we're all a part, and we will access that at different times. And this is what came through. So you're going to love this when you have it. This is on the website. I'll just leave a link, but this is on anyadvicefortoday.com. You can find it there. And the very first message is the perfect one to begin with. Understand everything is mindset. You can't think outside of what you're allowing yourself to focus on. And whenever you view your life as a series of obstacles or difficulties that you must somehow overcome, your journey becomes and heavy. Arduous and heavy. So, now again, this was in 2008, and I had moved through a whole bunch of stuff before that, but this took me somewhere else. And I'm giving this to you because I want you to have it. You'll understand. We fear is the thing that will hold us back, and disbelief. The disbelief was for me understanding that I had been given all of this, even though I'm seeing the results in my life, but still, that was a challenge. And it's also a challenge for other people to accept it because of the way that it came through. But I need you to have this. I don't want you to put any limitations. When we come into the earth, when we're living, um, we are presented with things that already exist, but our goal is to create something new. And that's the scary part because we're going to be judged. People are going to think, well, why are we doing this? And you will read all of that in this document and the other one that I'm going to give you. So this one is on the, like I said, it's on the website, anyadvicefortoday.com. And then what I did, I'm I'm just scrolling through so you can see this. At the very bottom, um, Wilhelm told me that they put things, had given me everything, and it was connected to energetic changes that were happening astrologically. I had no idea because I don't ever follow that. I am just hearing information. But that's one of the things that made it difficult to understand this. So I thought I'd put here just a little explanation, just the astrological aspects of what is happening today. And so it's just energies that you will understand that might be affecting you in a particular way. So that's just something I put in there. I'll leave that in the in here. But something else. Um the full moon on the 13th, I did the same thing. And this one you will love because there's a journey that takes me that it'll take you through. There's one message in there on that date because this is an alignment. They had me go through all the 13s, my lucky number. 13, interesting. I didn't even think about that till now. Because that's Monday, and that's going to be my lucky number, probably yours as well. And so as I put them all through there, I'm seeing all the stuff that I hid from. You do the same thing. And one is public humiliation is liberating. And that was because when we're afraid of something, because we don't want to tell the public, we don't want to be seen. And then when we let that go, we feel liberated. The only thing that's holding you back is you and what you think others might think, and that will slow you down. I know because I've done it, so that's why I can give you this. But when you see these messages and you read through them, you will go through this understanding of yourself. I'm just used as an example. You'll see that Wilhelm says we're just using Roger because we all do the same thing. We all move in, we just at different places. And I just had a different path that I was meant to live, just like you have one. So, what began to happen with all of these messages, I understood that they were aligned with energetic changes. I had no clue, but you'll read that in there. Sometimes our skills, our talents will develop and they'll surprise us. You have it, I'm telling you. And if you start working, just working with this, you're going to see it. And I know that because people have already told me. I had two people just join my program. Yes, 2 days ago we had a meeting first time, and they were just so thrilled because they've been doing so much and they just didn't understand what was happening in the world, and they felt now I'm at home because everyone's not going to understand you. Everyone's not going to believe you. No one believed me, especially in my family. That was really challenging. You're supposed to be a unique person. And so you're going to have to come, you will come to believe in yourself. That's the entire point of all of the work that I was given. But this one is going to be the best one for you. And then if you come to the channeling session on Monday, you'll get even so much more. Okay, so when I got up this morning, my instruction was to start working on the 13th. I had no idea why, but you will. As you read through these messages, again, it starts with 2009. Um, you will start to understand there's a continuity that will develop within you of understanding yourself. And this, the first line, the path to greater awareness, abundance, manifestation, and evolvement is always peaceful. We don't move through our lives that way most of the time. We're anxious. We're trying to get there. We're doing all kinds of stuff. And I have gone through this. So you get it eventually and you start to own it because you start to understand how you use your energy. But what I wanted to show you is this. As I'm moving through all of these and just again, I'm just putting them down this morning and I know that they're going to help you so much because this is like a little mini textbook because what I've discovered, I'm going to create more of those. I'm going to create little mini programs because when you work with your mind and answer certain questions, it just moves you to a different place. That's all that happens. And the reason this, and I can say this now because I hid so long, I'm receiving cosmic guidance. So this is a little different, and everybody's not going to understand that, but I happen to think that everyone is connected to Source, God, or all that is, however you think of it. But when you understand it, then you start to understand your unique role in this. Yeah, there is no situation where you currently find yourself that you did not agree to experience for some greater purpose. That is such a hard sentence to read and believe, except I know it's true. I couldn't have told you in 2010 probably, but I do know now. Anyway, so there's a link here that you can have. Oh, also, and you'll see at the top, you can register for the channeling session right there. It's free. The page might not be up there. Just put your on the list there, and you'll see the invitation when it gets put up there. Anyhow, but it's about you unlocking everything that's within you and bringing you greater awareness. And you can ask questions and all of that. Bring the questions to you. Now, this is the one that was really funny because I knew things and I was holding back. You do it too. And it's a time where you have to move, but it's still okay because the timing needed to be now. But here, public humiliation is liberating. This was kind of fun. When you read this one, you may understand it, but it says, we must credit the actor Joaquin Phoenix with that title. Roger watched an interview with him yesterday. That was indeed liberating. And that was that thing where he put himself, many people might remember this, I don't know, but he went around to put himself doing something that he knew he was going to really get a lot of ridicule. He thought he was doing something that was going to turn out great, but he got a lot of ridicule for it. Everybody questioned who he was, why he's doing that. Except then he won an award later. He did all kinds of other things, but he said, why did I do that? It made him a better actor. See, when you allow yourself to be revealed or humiliated, as you might think of it, because it is never that, but once you do it, you find liberation. So anyway, you'll see all of that. And then I had no memory of this, but I am going to play it for you because I think it's pertinent. You'll have it on there. It's only a couple of minutes, I think, but I want you to see it. And then, yeah, you can view it online when you open that, and then you'll be able to hear it.
It is not nearly as difficult for you as you would like to believe. You can see very clearly how things are lining up in your favor, and you are beginning to acknowledge how powerful you are. The thing that would only cause you to be a little bit uncomfortable is actually seeing your potential. As crazy as that seems to you and to others, it is something that has always held you back because you have a vast understanding of the power that you hold, and if you were to harness it, the good that you could do not only in your own life but in the lives of others. You have always felt that you've had this ability. You've always felt that you have this calling, and you constantly resisted and fall back on yourself. There is a reason that all of these others are around you looking for your support. We've told you many times how you hold back, how you've stopped yourself. You know the messages that came to you in the early 1980s were saying the same thing. If you remember Freddie Weber, and you remember this so well, how you worked with her and caused great advancement, and the moment you felt that you didn't trust it and you stopped, you can no longer do that, as everyone, the planet, the universe, all that is, needs you to stand up to who you know that you could, can, and want to be. Yes, we love the fact that you feel that it is a mission of yours, that it is your responsibility, because indeed it is that. There is no failure available for you. You've gone through that. You've done that. You've done those things. You've seen what that's like. Even the things that were horrible and that you thought would end your life didn't, and you are here, and that's why you are indeed here. You've been afraid to speak about the health issues, but that is going to come up, and you will offer others great information in that regard as well. Everything that you have feared speaking about is now becoming more comfortable. It is becoming comfortable because you understand the value, the beauty of what you have done. Thank you for coming and taking this time to be with us, and you will do more of it now. We told you some time ago that we had a lot to say, and now you're allowing us to say it. Thank you.
Let me explain that. I had no memory of that coming through, but I had to share it because Wilhelm will come in and have me document things because I won't say it. I won't talk about it as it said there because it didn't make sense to me, but I can no longer do that. You see, I've healed things that people said were impossible, but it all came from this work. All the thing I've done came from this for the last 36 more years now, something like that. So I just want you to understand you will doubt yourself, you won't believe yourself, and all that. That's okay. You will get there if you just do the work and keep working with your consciousness. There's no one who has more than you. You just have to develop what is within you, and this work will have you do that. Please come to the channeling session. You'll get even more. And I'll leave a few links here because I put through so many things of these consecutive messages because I wanted you to understand, because this is the last time I'm doing those. Now what I'm doing is I'm working on my program and working with my folks, but I wanted you to have this because um, if we can up level the collective energy, meaning you becoming happy and successful, the world changes. That's what happens. See you soon.